What happens when buyers and sellers don't all have the same information? How do economists suggest overcoming problems from information differences? When one party has information that the other party doesn't, economists call this asymmetric information. I'm Professor Andrew Simon, and this is Economics for Everyone. Let's say you decide to purchase a used car. The used car salesperson knows more about their cars than you do. They also have more and better information about which cars are actually in good condition. Similarly, you know more about your own personal driving needs than they do. In many transactions, each party has different information. Economists refer to such differences in knowledge between buyers and sellers as asymmetric information. We can further distinguish between two kinds of asymmetric information. The first being hidden characteristics, when one party in a transaction observes characteristics of the goods or services that the other doesn't. For example, the used car salesperson may observe whether the car had previously been in an accident. The second, hidden actions, occur when one side takes actions that are relevant for, but not observed by, the other party, such as when workers take an extra 10 minutes on their lunch breaks. Asymmetric information can have important consequences on markets that are, from a social standpoint, quite negative, because individuals may choose to use their private information to help themselves at the expense of others. In this video, we're going to talk about hidden characteristics. Did you know that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has previously documented that 450,000 vehicles sold each year have odometers that have been rolled back? When you go to buy a used car, there's only so much you can tell from looking at the car. You can see its cleanliness, the car's record, you can have a conversation with the dealer. But what if a fresh coat of paint is hiding fire damage, or the owner never got their oil changed on time? All of this potential private information is valuable. How does such information asymmetry affect the market? Let's suppose you're buying a car from a private seller. We're going to assume that there are just two kinds of cars: high-quality cars, which we'll refer to as peaches, and low-quality cars, which we'll call lemons. And let's also suppose that these cars appear exactly the same, but you know that half are peaches and half are lemons. If there were symmetric information in the used car market, that is, if both buyers and sellers have the same information about which cars are peaches and which are lemons, then consumers would be willing to pay more for peaches. That means that there would be a low price for lemons and a different higher price for peaches. With this symmetric information, buyers and sellers agree on both of these prices because the true value is not hidden from either side. Buyers can then choose which car, if any, to purchase based on their preferences. Since they get exactly what they pay for, they will only purchase a car if it makes them better off. Sellers are also made better off because they are paid the true value of their goods. And so with full information, there are gains from trade in the market. But what if all you knew as a consumer was that half of the cars are lemons and the other half are peaches? Only sellers know the true type of the car. When figuring out how much you're willing to pay for the car, you will take into account this uncertainty about the car's type. Is it a peach or is it a lemon? Buyers therefore want a low price because of the risk that it's a lemon with 50% chance. But sellers of peaches want a higher price because the car is in fact a peach. With this disagreement, buyers and sellers are going to find it difficult to agree on a price for peaches. Since these sellers can't agree on a deal, they leave the market. In this example, asymmetric information caused the entire market to shut down. This simple example illustrates a specific type of information problem called adverse selection. Adverse selection occurs when one party or agent in a transaction knows about a hidden characteristic of a good and then decides whether to participate in the transaction on the basis of this private information. Adverse selection problems seem pretty grim, but there are actually tools individuals in the market can use to help against adverse selection. Oftentimes, when you buy a used car, it comes with a warranty, meaning that if something breaks, because the car is a lemon, the seller will fix it. This is an example of signaling. Signaling refers to an action that an individual with private information can take in order to convince others about their information. By providing the warranty, the seller is signaling that they are selling a peach. the car were a lemon, it would be very expensive for them to fix it. But peaches don't need repairs. Asymmetric information, particularly hidden characteristics, are present in many markets. For example, how does an employer determine whether you're a high productivity worker or a low productivity worker? To combat this asymmetry problem, you can signal your quality, maybe by investing in taking a hard class to show your skills. And now you know, because economics is for everyone.